Somebody mention birds?
Right, here we are. We've just about arrived. So, lovely smells in the morning. Cow shit. Oh, cow manure. There are cows, there are birds, there's all sorts going on. The sun hasn't come up yet, but it will be rising very, very soon. Anyway, today I'm back to the same place because last week when I was here there was chestnut-capped babblers, and that's one bird that's my top target today. I suppose the chestnut-capped babbler and the yellow-breasted buntings. Haven't seen or heard the buntings this year, but we did see the babblers last week, but unfortunately no photographs. So that's my target this morning. Maybe in these ploughed fields, maybe in these flooded ploughed fields, maybe we can turn up a few snipes. That would be nice. Anyway, we're nearly there, so let's crack on. It's a beautiful morning, so let's head for the hills. Some really great marshland here, and further up the track it dries out. It's very narrow and lots of tall grass with, again, lots of good birds. Well, this was the target, the chestnut-capped babbler, and as you can see it is damn difficult to get a focus on this, especially with all the grass in the way. But finally, yep, we managed to get just a little bit of footage, so I'll probably be back again next week trying to get a bit more. There we go. What a cool looking bird this one is. Right in the same spot while I was waiting for the babbler to come back out again, this yellow bittern turned up. Not often you get that close to one of these, and when he stretches his neck up, well, I totally lost it. What a beauty this one is. As I say, usually a very, very shy species that usually fly from under your feet. They're there, you don't see them, then they fly, then you see them. But I suppose that's birding, isn't it?
Anyway, he hung around for a while from his watchtower. Not quite sure what he was watching. Probably me. Another great bird in the same location was this blue-tailed bee-eater. There was actually a small flock of them flying backwards and forwards, snatching small flies from the air, and probably bees as well, hence the name. The grey-headed swamp hen that you saw on a previous video was back in the same spot, so I would presume it's probably the same bird. But then again, there are absolutely thousands of these birds here. Well, I drove a little further up a track that I hadn't been up before and came across this wonderful monitor lizard. And this was where the ruby throat was calling with its tick 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 sound, so I wasn't 100% sure, but then just as I was about to leave, it actually burst into song, and that's unmistakable. Here in this nasty looking tree, look at the size of those thorns, was this common Iora. Again, another bird that's usually very common, but not often seen out in the open, and certainly not as calm as what this one was. Maybe it's because the wind was blowing directly into my face, so maybe he couldn't smell me. But then again, I don't smell, do I? I don't think so. I hope not. Well, we're back at the same spot today, and it's been a pretty good morning. We got the chestnut cap babblers, but no good video, no good pictures. These birds are so hard to get out. As with the reed warblers this morning, we've had a black browed, we've had dusky, we've had oriental reed warbler, and again I think another thick billed, but I'm only going by sound. I couldn't actually get it to come out and actually see it and get any pictures. But as always, you know, it's beautiful just to be here, isn't it? Lots of whistling ducks. Did you hear them flying over? Absolutely hundreds of whistling ducks here. And warblers, but they're just so difficult to get them out. They just don't want to come out. What else have we had this morning? Oh, we've heard red of Adavats. We've heard Siberian ruby throat, which was an absolute definite, but again, couldn't get the little blighter to come out. But we've still got a few more hours here, and then we're going to head down to the beach, but that will be in another video.
Another great bird was this brown shrike. And yet another of the blue-tailed bee-eaters. Absolute masters of flight, these birds, the way they take bees on the wing.
I often get asked what setup I use, what camera. So this is the camera. It's quite an old Nikon D500 and the 200 500 millimeter f5.6 lens. A good package, but for video the autofocus, it hunts a little bit. So actually most of my videos I actually make on manual focus, believe it or not. This is also the back of my truck pickup, whatever you want to call it. I suppose it's not really a truck, but we've got the hides in here, and always important, coffee, chairs. Oh, let's just move that in. Yeah, and always carry a scope, a spotting scope, especially for when we go to the beach for the shorebirds. And obviously an ice box. And I'm not going to tell you what's in there. If you know me, you can probably guess. It's water. And maybe something else. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. Oh, there's a couple of purple herons flying there. And another one here. I don't know if we can catch up with them or not. Don't think so. Maybe. Not sure if you caught that or not. They're another bird that's very common, but so hard to shoot, or at least to shoot video, because as soon as you see them, they see you, and they're off. Right, I think let's head back down the track, and well, that's the next bird that I would like to try and get a little bit of footage of is the purple heron, and also the grey heron this morning. Always a pleasant day out in the rice fields and the scrubland. And as you can probably see behind me, the mountains or the hills of Khao Samloy Yat, Samloy 300 Yat Peaks. I hope I got the pronunciation correct. Anyway, as I say, right, we're gonna head off down the track a little bit, so let's put the gear away.
Well, luckily I got a little bit of footage of what I wanted. So this one is the purple heron, although they never really look very purple. And this one is the grey heron. Another good bird playing hide and seek in the rice field stubble was this bronze-winged jacana. And when he did finally show himself, he put on a nice little display of a wing stretch. Cool. I had to add a little bit of footage of these Eurasian coots, as when I entered this finding into eBird, it immediately flagged it and said that these birds are not here in this area, and I needed to confirm my sighting. Well, if this is not confirmation enough, I don't know what is. There were 3 of them. Here we see a cool little cormorant. I know after diving and fishing they like to spread their wings and dry, but what's all this trying to balance on one leg? Another bird being blown around in the wind was this pond heron. And another not so often seen in this area bird, the Eurasian moorhen. Moorhens, coots, grey herons. I suppose I could have been back in England. But thankfully I'm not. Here we have another purple swamp hen. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Grey-headed swamp hen. Don't see that much grey, but I certainly see a lot of purple. Another little cormorant drying out in the sun. This one content with using both legs.
Here we've got another bronze-winged jacana and also hiding. Very, very beautiful birds, these. Especially when you get them in good sunlight and that sun reflects off of their feathers. Well, that's just about it for another video. This is part 3 of a little trip around the rice fields. So if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, check out in the description below. Make sure you watch them. And if you like them, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe and all that, and hit the bell button for more videos coming soon. Also, as I mentioned before, new mugs in the store. So we have the forest birds, we have a collection of kingfishers, a collection of woodpeckers, and if there's any particular bird that you would like to see on a mug, drop me a line and I'm sure I can sort that out for you. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Toodaloo. Bye for now.